Well, hello. It's time for Mumamo, your weekly program dedicated to the world's only superhero TTRPG. Might I add, the official live stream of Mutants Masterminds Monday, or Mutants Masterminds, and we're Mutants Masterminds Monday, or Mumamo, and today's a big day. I gotta apologize. I am under the weather, but there was no way in heck that I was going to miss today, which is our planning episode. Thank you, Raymond. Raymond says they can hear us. Let's see. I got to tell you, you know that things are getting kind of hectic when people are lined up and having deep conversations 2 hours before the show starts. Right, guys?
This club has everything.
That's when you know. There we go.
It's jumping.
Right.
So this, my friends, is Alex Thomas, and that's Steve Kenson, and I'm your disembodied pal, Troy. I hang out here in a mist. I'm just a big fog, a snotty fog. And so we all are so excited about the planning episode, and here's how we're going to do it. We put out the call for creative ideas and thoughts and things and I'm looking at the chat, and there are plenty of great ideas. Also, I want to encourage people who may not have devoted 2 hours of creative thinking before the stream to feel free to jump in and share your thoughts and ideas. And sometimes what we'll do is we'll take one idea and we'll munge it together with another and create, a secondary kind of better idea. Well, better is really, your mileage may vary, but we pop up this calendar.
Secret third idea.
A secret third idea, exactly. And then we have at it.
Yes.
It is it's a fun process. And let's see. Now, one of the things I want to do before we start to take suggestions. We are not taking calls. No.
Caller, you're on the line.
Caller, you're on the line. First time caller, long time disappointed. What I was hoping, is there anything that either of the three of us want to make sure? Sean Vieira, good to see you, friend. A good mumamo unto thee. Is there any topic we want to kind of front load or?
Well, are we doing our update on June 1st?
Yeah, I think we are.
Okay, so we know we're talking about the 4th edition update on the 1st.
Whoops.
I mean, it did well, Troy, but let's...
I know, right? Or E update.
And we'll talk about the Kickstarter as well as the progress on the Hero's Handbook and the Masterminds Manual and other all 4E related projects at that
Perfect.
point.
So you said Kickstarter.
And the main two books, the Hero's Handbook and Masterminds Manual, along with the ancillary products like the Gazetteers and the
Is it Hero, like it belongs to the heroes?
Hero, comma.
Hero.
S.
Hero.
Heroes, as in it belongs to the hero.
Singular hero.
I'm so sorry. Hero's Handbook, and then off to a good start, guys.
Yeah, definitely don't try to pronounce anything possessive.
Yeah, exactly. Hero's Handbook, and then the other one was the
Masterminds Manual.
Masterminds Manual. And then, okay, so we've got that down. One of the other things that I would like to float, that's June 1st, and then on the 8th, which I put first show of the new season, which isn't actually accurate, but we'll replace it with, I wonder if it isn't a good time to maybe consult with, people working on projects behind the, other, I'm thinking of like, I know there are people working on the Mastermind Maker and some of the other
that's a
fun projects.
Great opportunity.
Yeah. So do we want to do sort of like a cavalcade of community updates?
Sure.
Okay, great. We'll call that the cavalcade. Oops, I've went ahead and deleted it. That's going to be fun. Cavalcade.
No,
Nope.
Cavalcade. There you go.
Cavalcade of community updates. And set a description. World Mastermind Maker. We want to touch base with our Foundry friends.
Mm-hmm.
Foundry
Indeed.
3. And I wonder what else we've got. Do we maybe want to touch on licensing, perhaps?
I think that would be a great idea.
Yeah, that's a good topic.
Perfect. Okay, and then we'll kind of take the temperature at around that time and see if there's anything else to add. Sweet. Okay, we've got the development update for 4E, the cavalcade of community updates, and now anything else you can think of? Any other kinds of stuff we want to front load? Or we can just dive right into chat.
Yeah, we can just dive right
Yeah.
into chats, suggestions.
Perfect. I'm
I would like
reminded.
to say congratulations to everybody who got a spot in one of my games at Gen Con. They went.
Yeah, they filled up fast.
You're a commodity, my friend. You people are really excited about it. Sold them fast, and you were even selling. You even had some that people were paying money for, right? Money, or was that?
That was at Origins.
Mhm.
Yeah, but Gen Con is a regular fee for Gen Con.
Yes.
Regular fee. Got you. Yeah. How did Origins do then?
Oh yeah, those sold out too.
Nice.
that was a month ago. Gen Con was yesterday.
That's great. Yeah. So I'm looking at the chat now. I'm drawing the line here. An invisible line, and I will start taking suggestions now. I'm not going to roll back, just because I don't want to miss. I'm going to try to be as close to the front as possible because I will fall behind. But I'm looking at Hornetico. I believe that you'll get some of what you need out of the Cavalcade episode.
Mhm.
We'll talk about licensing stuff.
It does sound like Hornetico is also talking a little bit about sort of how to produce those products, and that might be worthy of a seperate topic at some point.
I think so too. Why don't we throw that in here? Because I think you're right. I think how to develop third party for M&M. Yeah, we can make a whole few shows out of that. All right, we got making. Let's see, show idea. The care and feeding of your menace, the new 4E mechanic, and how they help balance out the action economy when one takes on many.
Yeah, we can do menaces.
Okay, I like that. I'm going to get cute about it later. Devious, but you're going to have to remind me. I'll put the care feeding of your menace.
Steve, we had a conversation on stream last week about what about menaces, mediocrities, and minions. Top 3 tiers.
Right.
And just to be clear, this was, I'm going to put, just so we make sure everyone gets their credit, where credit is due.
That was Hornetico.
That was Hornetico, yeah. I'm going to look at that spelling because I feel like you've got a lot of extra letters in there. Or not extra, but, TECCO7499. Sweet. Saved. Okay. We are now to the 29th of June, just ahead of Independence Day. And do we want to do some kind of, the 4th of July seems, and superheroes and that kind of stuff. I mean, it's very, American centered.
Yes, indeed.
What do you think, chat? Something along those lines? Let's see. Mastermind Pook says, show idea. When do you allow players to spend their hero points? After every session, only at certain milestones to spend them?
I assume you mean PowerPoints.
Yeah.
Got you. Yeah. Only at certain milestones. Yes. Okay. I'm presuming that's what you mean. Yes, friend. And we're going to presume because we are smart and you are smart. So
They spend their hero points at inopportune moments for me.
Right.
Exactly
I was just going to say, right, they will spend their hero points whenever it is least convenient for you.
So PowerPoints. What's a good title for this?
Oh, we can talk about PowerPoints and advancement.
Yeah.
Or hero improvement, if you want to call it that.
And this will be, I'm thinking too, is it smart for us to sort of say this is 4E related, or?
I think it's pretty safe to say things are going to be primarily 4E related, starting with
Yeah.
our new season.
I think so.
Yeah.
We may reference, back to 3E stuff, but now that
Sure.
4E is at least out to the Kickstarter backers.
I don't think that we've had a lot of conversations about PowerPoints.
No,
Yeah.
we haven't actually. So it's worthwhile
Nice.
conversation.
All right. So, popular. Let's see
We
here.
know about popular.
I like this. Don't make me laugh, friends, because
It only hurts when he laughs.
a cavalcade is a place where Henry Cavill plays 40K video games.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah.
He's cool. He's very cool. And Stevens, hi, do you, my friend? Always a delight. Thank you for joining us. Howdy's Owen, welcome. Waves of hands. A look back at favorite books from the older editions could be fun.
Sure.
Okay. Maybe we save that for a kind of when we get deeper into the
year.
Yeah, it feels like I like it. I like it. It's a good suggestion.
Yeah, sounds like an August or September.
It feels like an August or September. Yeah.
Suggestion:
creating a lived-in world with existing events and even legacy heroes and such. Okay,
sure, that's our jam.
So it is our jam, and I think we can. We do sort of do things. I did a deep analysis of all of our topics, and we really do kind of fall into world building and storytelling, character or hero creating NPCs and heroes and things, and the other one is shenanigans. So let's see, we'll call this. I like this. Creating a lived-in world. Yeah, plenty of stuff we can talk about. Kind of keeping things moving and grooving.
Including a topic I've been thinking about recently, which is just how much detail do you provide?
Right. Okay, great. I love that. That's from our buddy RC. And what about a public domain superheroes day? That's kind of
I think that would be really fun if we all picked a public domain superhero to show and tell.
I think that's really good. I love that.
Absolutely.
Maybe build them an M&M if we're feeling really spicy.
I think we should. I think we really should.
I'm here for it.
I will say I'm reminded that in looking at some of the conversations on our YouTube videos, people are really, really wanting us to do sort of a soup to nuts character creation, no frills, just like walk me through the process, please.
Sure.
Yeah, we got caught out. I think Alex, you and I were doing that maybe this summer, and we got caught off just because of time, but they're desperate for it. Public domain, super.
I could definitely do that.
Heroes.
I want to do Dr. Martinius and the Brain Men of Mars.
Yes. That came from our friend King Snarf, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. Yes, I am not. King Snarf. Okay. Fantastic. We are on a roll. How to scare a superhero? Okay. Tell me about what that.
I feel like we've done that one a couple of times lately.
I do too. Yeah. I'm trying to figure out, like, I also don't want us to fall too deeply in something like, how to scare a hero, not a player, and
right.
Yeah. How to run a fantasy campaign in M&M.
Didn't we just do that recently?
It feels like we have, but I can't remember it.
It was within the last month or so. It was only a few weeks ago. Yeah.
Okay. All right, Raymond. Good idea, but let's flesh out a bit more. Maybe think of a different
double check the archives and make sure you didn't miss that episode.
That's right. I'm thinking of superheroes going on bizarre adventures. Now, I saw the conversation about this, Tempo, and I got to say I'm intrigued. So,
surrealism and superheroes.
yeah, sort of this like a new. They called it the new weird.
Yep.
I like it.
I was very big into those comics, so I'm down.
Yeah. So, what do we want to
that.
call it?
I'm good with surrealism and superheroes, but
Why not?
we can also call it the big weird. I'm fine with that too.
Realism
Big weird.
and supers.
Getting weird.
Getting weird. That's a good one. I really like. I saw that in there in the chat, and I thought that's a fun one. That was put Tempo in there for that.
Paul, I think that we know if we were going to do Independence Day, we should do all the countries that celebrate independence from Britain, which is like a long list.
That's right.
Most celebrated holiday in the world.
Let's see. Waiting for the Arctic Fox cosplay review episode.
Alex is working on it.
He's working on it right now.
Lots of vacuum forming going on.
How to develop a primer on licensing.
We're going to talk a little bit about that. So
yeah, I think we've got how to develop third party, and I think that'll cover that for sure.
I tend to agree.
Okay.
So we're talking end of July.
In July, yeah, we've got it. Yeah, now we're at July 27th,
which is Gary Gygax Day.
Oh, okay. Do we want to do
and also the Monday before Gen Con?
Gadget's Own, really? Well, Gen Con is the next week, or is it?
Starts that Thursday.
All right, that gives us. We'll leave until probably the Tuesday or Wednesday.
Yeah. No, we can still do a show on that.
Yeah. Let's see.
Following Monday, on the other hand, is going to be a problem. But
yeah. Well, we've done Mumamo from
live from Gen Con.
Yeah. We'll play around with that. Patriotic Heroes with the difference between. Yeah, we're not going to do that. Oh, I see. We're still. Folks are still.
Folks are still talking about topics from like 10 minutes ago.
Also, some of Michael Moorcock's More Bizarre and Truth. Okay, good. I dig the idea of Patriotic Heroes. Okay. I'm going to jump over
we
all
also
of
did
these.
Patriotic Heroes last July.
We did.
I'm pretty sure.
We did.
Have you ever heard, Sean Vieira says, have you ever heard of the Storytelling Collective?
I don't know.
I'm taking on one of their RPG writer workshop. Ever thought of partnering for a course in writing first M&M adventure? That's an interesting idea. I like that.
Sure.
I do like that. I'm going to put a pin in that as well, because I think it would be a fun special guest even, just to kind of talk about what that might look like.
Mm-hmm.
What about a day about designing and running sidekicks and minions?
Yeah, we could do that.
Particularly while points are set by advantage rank. I've also been a little more confused about PL. Okay, so what do we call that?
I'm good with sidekicks and minions. Or we can call it, the little guys.
Sidekicks and minions. This one is for the little guys. And I'm going to do this and make sure we type in.
Say hello to my slightly lower power level friend.
I'm trying hard not to laugh. Excuse me. I'm being killed. Okay, so let's see. Now, I see a Jacob Blackmon in chat. It reminds me of a fun thing. Maybe we can, highlight third party. Well, I'm going to put a pin in that too. We're definitely going to be highlighting folks that are creating content. For sure, absolutely. But
we might want to give them a little more time, though.
Yeah, there's a little bit more time, right? A genre-specific game rules, meaning a rule that is applied to all scenes and all players. Well, that's a interesting idea. I like that.
Yeah, we can always
kind of like how Age does the cinematic and the copy.
Yeah, it does its modes.
Yeah. How do we want to incorporate that into a show? Do we want to talk about sort of?
Well, we can talk. If we want to talk more broadly, we can talk about the Game Master's, what I'm calling the Game Master's Toolkit chapter in Masterminds Manual,
I
which
like
is
that.
basically all about modding the game to suit, which includes genre-specific rules, amongst other things.
Got it. I'm going to put Game Master's Toolkit, and then I'm going to put in oops, there we go. Genre-specific game rules, and I like that,
Yes.
and I'm going to make sure I put Desmond in there too. What were you going to say, Steve?
No, I was just agreeing with you
Excellent.
in that way that I do.
Perfect. Making adventures set in Japan.
It's not really my area of expertise, but
Mine either. But that's we'll kind of let it float here. Paul mentions Gene. Here we go. Supers in the 60s and 70s. That's cute. A far out look at the Bronze Age comics and classic Saturday morning cartoon era groovy baby. We've done Bronze Age, but
we have.
You know, I get excited about this, but primarily because I feel like it just gives me the opportunity to play around with 70s fonts when I'm putting the show together.
Well, that's good enough reason to do it, right?
Yeah. So I mean,
time to get funky.
Right? Yeah, exactly. Just trying to think of like, oh, maybe I can get like a funky soundtrack and all this stuff, but that's not necessarily related to Mutants and Masterminds. You know,
I mean, not necessarily, but I mean, we could certainly talk about 60s and 70s era supers if we wanted to.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, some of it is going to be like talking about the Silver and Bronze Age again, but you know, that's sort of a perennial topic.
I feel like we have kind of done that. All right, we'll put it. It's floating. It's floating in the ether.
Yes.
Let's see. Making gadgeteers and their gadgets. That could be fun.
Yeah, I'm good with gadgets.
Whoa! Oh, we lost an Alex. Making gadgeteers is a G-E.
Yeah, there we go.
Good Lord, I'm so sorry. E-R-S. In their gadgets. And that was another... Who was Gadgeteers and Gadgets?
That's Gene.
Gene, okay, great. Nice. What are the essential pillars of superhero stores? And how do you balance them?
I assume that's supposed to be stories, but superhero stores might be another interesting topic.
Sure. How to populate your stores and your stories.
Right. I mean, Apook, you kind of gave away the high concept by noting that the essential pillars are, in fact, the 4 types of scenes in Mutants and Masterminds.
We could get granular on that, yeah?
But yeah, we can totally dig into that.
The pillars of superhero stories. The pillars of superhero stories. And that was...
Yeah, indeed.
Pook. New wave science fiction is the predecessor of the new weird. Okay.
Indeed it is.
What are the essential... Okay, we got that one. Building challenges. I think skill challenges are something which have some fun potential and are criminally underused.
We can, to a certain degree, incorporate that into the Pillars episode, because we'll talk about challenge scenes.
Nice.
So we can talk a bit about challenges as part of that.
Did we... I don't see a return to Alex.
Nor have I yet.
Oh, it looks like he might have stepped away. Okay, I see what's going on.
Okay.
That's why I didn't hear anything, because he just might have had to step away real quick.
Right.
Challenge scenes. And that was from Paul. Great. Dread Pirate X says hero support.
Okay. Tell us more about that.
Elaborate a little bit, would you, friend? Factions and background elements of superhero settings. Think in-universe podcasts about superheroes and other fun stuff. Is that kind of bringing your world to life?
Yeah, I was just going to say that kind of comes back to the creating a lived world
Yeah, yeah,
thing. We'll probably talk about that some in there.
yeah,
But Edward Reed, if you are in the chat for that episode, definitely hit us with questions.
absolutely. Let's see. I didn't know. Okay. I feel like, Eugene, you're saying I always want to know the PL for sidekicks and minions. Clarify
Mhm.
for me, because I think you have a couple typos in there that make it a little bit difficult for
To
me
make
to
it hard to
parse.
parse,
And
yes.
I'm hopped up on meds right now, so I have no idea.
So that ability is particularly impaired.
It is very much so impaired. Michael in chat says, how to make playing civilian identities interesting to provide superheroic contrast.
Okay.
I think that might be. I think it's good and it's fun and it's interesting, and I think it's always fun to kind of explore what the world
Mhm.
looks like when we're talking about
Yeah.
adding more role play. But I feel like it's part of a larger thing,
Yeah,
perhaps.
I agree. I think that we need a bigger topic to
Yeah.
contain that.
How do you make combat encounters interesting and not just devolve into a slugfest? That is
Okay.
kind of an interesting,
Sure.
Steve, I wonder what if we had a laid out space, like
Mhm.
sort of a, some tokens we can move around and some other stuff we can maybe do some blocking almost like,
Yeah, we could.
figuring out how we set the stage.
Yeah.
What would you want to call that?
Let's call it staging super combats.
I like that. Staging, stag, super combats, and inspired by Pook. And I'm going to say, I'm going to put tokens map and blocking, as in stage blocking, because I'll be like, blocking? What are we talking about? As in stage direction.
Paul, I love the notion of it came from TV Land, but I really feel like that is an article you should write.
Right.
That is something I would love to see you do something with because I know it is very much your jam.
Ideas for alternate Earths?
Yeah, we could always play around with that. That's a possibility.
We are now done with
I
August.
was
We're
going to
moving.
say, so we've done 3 months.
We have. I
Okay.
think we might. Let's look
Or we
to.
go
Let's
on out to 4.
Yeah. Let's try. Let's finish up September, and of course, October then coming quickly after. Let's see. We've got so many great suggestions. Episode on how to steal great ideas from non-super media. So it feels like there's a storytelling show that is about, you know, alternate Earths.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think maybe we could do something that's a little bit more about finding inspiration in other media, you know,
Yeah. I like
uh,
that.
and basically, the notion that great game masters steal broadly, from a variety of sources.
Yeah. Finding inspiration in um
I mean, different sources, whatever we want to call it.
right. Let's see what finding inspiration in other media,
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
in
I
other
mean,
media,
stuff other than superheroes per se. Excuse me.
and how to steal it.
Yes.
Excellent. One moment, please. Okay, let me hit the save. Oh no, who was that? Who inspired that one?
We riffed off of
Jeans and
something for that.
yeah. Okay, I'm going to put Gene down, and I know there's someone else, but I'll add them when we come
Yeah.
across their comment. There's some good stuff.
Michael in chat suggests a day in the life of a TTRPG designer. You would be very disappointed by that topic.
Yeah, the factory, the TTRPG designer factory, is not an exciting tour.
Right. Please, sir. Yeah, have some more.
Right. Superhero procedurals, blending case, villain of the week, structure of classic crime dramas. Interesting. I like that.
Yeah.
There's another one that I want. I like this forensics thing and all that. That's a really good one.
Sure.
There's one that I came across. I've missed a lot of recent episodes of Rebellious Moose. Have we done anything recently about modeling some sort of criminal underworld? Maybe PCS, some informed. Okay. I wonder if that doesn't fit in with a little bit of what Devious is talking about. Crime family, criminal stuff, forensics.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we could kind of combine those, and do sort of crime drama.
Yeah.
In general.
Capturing
basically from both sides.
Capturing the crime drama. Let's see. I like all of this and the dram. Okay, and this was Devious. I'm going to put down in parentheses procedurals, and then came Rebellious Moose, and this would be crime bosses, underworld,
criminal syndicates, and all of that.
Yeah.
Talk about crime enough, and I will reappear.
Yep. Exactly.
Jeez.
I'm dangerous to Troy's health today.
Absolutely. Oops, all complications and fun with flaws. That's kind of cute. Mm-hmm. I do love, complications, of course, being just one of the most amazing things about it.
I'm down with that.
Okay, I'm going to actually keep the title because it's very funny. Oops, all complications. Oops. Tell what my complication is today. Complications and fun with flaws. And that credit goes to MEINEBOSMA. Perfect. Paul says Bronze Age suggestion. How about it came from TV Land? Okay, we talked a little bit about that.
Tell me, I want to see that article.
Michael in chat, how dare you? How very dare you? A battle map. That's what we tried to do on Thursday. And now we've got a whole setting. Then it can grow into a micro setting. You know what? Now I see you. I see you.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I see what you're doing. I love seeing the heroes must go undercover and meeting villains who are also undercover. Okay. That's fun and very specific. I think that fits nicely into the
We're all undercover here.
We are all undercover. I think it fits nicely into the crime boss.
Yeah, we'll probably talk about some undercover activity there.
All your hero points belong to Pook. I like that. 4 months for 4th edition.
Right. So we are at 4 months.
We are at 4 months. I'm a little hesitant to get into. Look how fast we did this.
Right?
I know.
Gents, that is so fun. I love it.
We've got this down to a science. And
we really do.
Chat has no lack of things.
No. And we've really, again, unsurprisingly, a lot of great topics. Now we can take a little bit more of a leisurely stroll through some of these. What to do when you totally forget to prep for a session and just 10 minutes before go time, asking for a friend. I'm just going to say, I'm not going to throw anyone under the bus, but you might have come to the right place to get answers for that question.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Keep index cards on your desk and a pen.
Right. Have we done playing non-superheroes in the super world?
I don't feel like we have, at least not recently.
Does that feel again like maybe a little bit a part of bringing the world to life?
Little different.
I think it's better. I mean, not better. Is it different? Is it better?
It's it has some specific sort of issues to consider with it as far as that goes.
Will we be at Gen Con on Monday the 3rd of August?
I will be in Indianapolis. I won't be at Gen Con, but
got it. Oh yeah, we'll be on.
I'll be flying home.
That's right. Yeah. So I'm going to put.
I'll be driving home.
No show.
I could do that, but it would be a really long drive.
Damn. I could take you halfway. Not
We've
even
already
ever.
seen the Island of Misfits toys. I'm not sure what that means, but I feel like I belong there. Making a PL5 game.
It's certainly a challenge. I can tell you that. I mean, it's doable, but
Yeah.
I'm actually I'm running one right now for the podcast.
Oh,
I think
nice.
they're PL5.
Nikolai
They're PL5 or 6. I don't
Ivanovich
remember. I think they're PL5
Yeah.
though.
Lobachevsky. I don't know who that is. My God, that filled up quick. We have more than we do. I know. Well, listen, we can go on for hours about anything. Don't fret as far as that goes. I can recall some episode about more skill-focused or mundane heroes. I think we did talk about.
I feel like we've talked about skill-focused heroes recently again, but that might just
We had
be
a 007 episode, I think.
me.
We definitely had a 007 episode. I remember that.
We did.
Um,
Raymond Stegman, I would love to have Crystal back on Mumamo, but that's one of those things that we would need to talk to Crystal first before we commit her to anything.
Kind of keeping, yeah, exactly. To keep everybody, I mean, so of course we would love to have Crystal on the show, but Wizards has some very strict rules around
regarding those
talking
kinds
and
of
being in
things.
the world.
Yeah.
And so she's had to she checked and wanted to be a part of it, and then Wizard went no, and we were like boo,
Right.
and they said get up, and we were like you are the worst, and then we got into a fist fight.
Mm-hmm.
Gosh, I didn't realize that I this is so funny. We do keep all of our schedules,
Yep.
so here it
Always come
is.
back and look.
So many years. That's so fun. I dig it. I was looking at some of our old episodes, and we've gotten better. We've gotten a lot
That's
better.
good to know.
Using an M&M as an engine for closed list power sets, such as Thundercats or Brave New. Okay.
I'm not sure how much that discussion goes beyond produce a closed list of powers.
Yeah. I mean, I hear you. Abquintic, it is, people are always kind of talking about, I wonder if there isn't an opportunity at some point for us to kind of make, I don't know. Excuse me, paying homage. I keep trying to get to my mute button.
Devious, I'll do you an entire bonus episode right here. Arrays versus variables. Why choose which? Only choose a variable if you absolutely can't do it any other way.
Yep.
If you can do it as an array, do it as an array. If there's literally no other way to treat the power that except as a variable, then do it that way. Because that's the only reason variable exists.
And that's the end of the show.
There are a few powers that you can only do that way.
All right. Acrobat just popped a message up that said, restart computer now? No. As a matter of fact.
Not now.
Not now at all. Any actual play plans? I suppose we could talk about that a little bit. Do we want to throw some actual plays on the calendar, Alex?
There's one on the calendar for this Saturday, the 23rd.
And that is a continuation of...
That is Love is in the Arrow, Part 2, Part 4.
Part 2, Part 4.
I love it. That sounds great. And all right, so we've got that coming up, but we could probably throw another one on there if we wanted to.
Yeah, we can have another one. Let me check my calendar for June. June's messy because of Origins, but I do think I have a slot that I can put it in.
I'm gonna get my weekends back on the calendar.
I could do Saturday the 13th.
There you go.
June.
Saturday, the 13th of June.
And that will not be a continuation of an ongoing story. That'll be something new so more people can play with us if they'd like.
Excellent.
Okay, great. Actual play with Alex. Something new. Fun. All right, good. Ask and you may receive. Mm-hmm. You might receive. Troy, did you guys get all the errata I sent in late Saturday, early Sunday? 44 pieces. Please say you got them. the thought of having to send them in one by one. I don't know that I saw that. You emailed it to me,
Sent
Raymond?
them how, Raymond?
Yeah.
If you use the
And for which
form,
books? If they're for Valiant, I did get lots of errata from Valiant, the 2 Valiant books.
right?
Let me.
We're dealing with a lot of errata at the moment, so
Yes, it is errata.
errata-rific.
Umbata. Okay. Errata-rific, exactly.
And not in the fun way.
Raymond, I do see now an email. No, I don't. I see a notification that you are a member of the Cape and Cow Club. Yeah, let me know, Raymond, in chat, and I will look for that. And if you send it to me, I will make sure that it gets to the right place. If you sent it to Alex, then we got it. The official errata link from the 4th edition Kickstarter. Okay. Then that will have been received. It is, I would say, a little late.
Raymond Stegman,
little
I do see your name and
Nice.
48 pieces of errata noted.
Perfect.
So
Thank you, Raymond.
I think we're good.
Jeremiah says, anything good? Running behind? Just that you've arrived, friend. That's always good to see you. And we have planned our show all the way up to
End of September.
Yeah. We are jam-packed. Now, I suppose the other thing I could do is this, which is, let me go here, and I'm going to...
Now I want to do a story about a intelligent rat called a ratatouille who goes around correcting things.
I like it. The
It's
menace.
like the editorial version. Lives under an editor's hat.
I see. Driving him nuts. You wouldn't drive by his hair? Would you drive by his ears?
Definitely.
I'm going to let me this one.
Well, let's not focus on the fact that you're late, Doc Void, and more that you joined us at all, and we're grateful for that.
Yeah.
Indeed.
It feels bad using one of our coveted October spots for a planning episode, though.
True. That is very true.
Alex, are you saying that we should just fill out October now?
Maybe.
I mean, we're not out of ideas.
Who's got a spooky idea?
Yeah, what's your spooky idea? We better get it in now because people a lot of spooky ideas floating around in chat. What do you think?
I don't know.
You want to share your spooky idea now, or I thought you said I have a spooky
idea.
No,
I said who has a spooky idea?
Oh, the whole chat.
I'm going to say the answer is everyone.
Thank you, my fingers. Thank you. You're welcome, Raymond. What are you doing while you're typing? Let's see. Ratatouille's civilian identity is as a rules lawyer. Yeah, I'm certain. There's a couple rules lawyers that I bet they're kind of like rats. A suggestion to Green Ronin: get everyone who works on Stats for M&M a calculator to remind them to use it. Quiet you. Let's see. Backing up to look at some of the using M&M as an engine for closed list power sets. Okay, we kind of talked about how that would just be that.
Right.
Arrays versus variables. Okay, we answered that one too. Any actual plays, we answered that one. Oh, you know what? I think I might have missed. So let me go back here. John. Sorry, John. I didn't mean to jump over you. Taking the idea of heroes undercover. What about ideas for a campaign arc where the heroes go undercover in a super prison? Okay. Yeah. Either investigate a crime, or I think that could be a lot of fun, or just we can call it like heroes undercover.
Sure.
And then, yeah, that'll be fun. Heroes undercover, right? Not undercovers. Heroes undercover. That would be kind of fun to talk about how to architect. Mm-hmm. You know, if you're infiltrating like a gang, or you're infiltrating a
villainous organization or a prison.
Yeah,
yeah, definitely.
I like that. Heroes undercover. don't die. No, I don't know what I was going to say there. We'll just say Heroes Undercover. That does it.
Yeah, I
That
think
does the
that
work.
covers it, so to speak.
And that's Sean Bojack. There we go. Gary. Not Pooh. I'm sorry. Not Pooh. There we go. Not Pooh Lojack. Okay. Well, I didn't find it. I do recall. I mean, it seems like the mundane heroes sort of thing. We did cover that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you welcome. Thank you for that.
Hey, Troy's a pro. Don't.
I was going to try to say it, but I thought, yeah, we'll just type it out. Anything in the back here? We could talk about complications. When is something a complication, and when is it just a character trait flaw?
Oh, it depends on whether or not it causes you problems.
Right. Yeah.
But
Suki idea, which you mean spooky, I'm sure. An
Probably.
adventure that begins with the heroes awakening as ghosts.
yes.
Ooh. They have all been killed by some higher power. Oh, but some higher power gives them a nice chance to solve the mystery of their deaths and fully
Yep.
return to life.
Ooh.
That's a classic.
Clever.
Where the start of the adventure is you're dead. Now
right.
what?
Yeah.
Now
So
what?
what do we want to call? Is that? I could see us sitting down and kind of devising some fun scenarios in that, but is that part of a larger dialogue of spooky?
Well,
you know,
it's either right. It's either us fleshing out that adventure idea,
Yeah.
which John has outlined in pretty complete detail,
yeah.
or it is talking about that sort of larger, spooky variant.
I will say people ask, they request this on the regular is more stat blocks or, creation of stuff to watch us kind of do that.
Well, if somebody gets me a calculator, maybe we'll do it.
Yeah, Raymond, why don't you send us a calculator? Let's see, ghosts. I'm going to put spooky idea. And I'm going to not write all of that. Solving
our own murders.
the mysteries of our own deaths. And that was from Sean.
Yeah, I do have an idea for October now.
Oh, yeah, lay it on me.
Excellent.
We still have a week. I don't think we've talked about Pinewood as an episode for M&M Monday yet.
No, that's
haven't.
true. That is true.
I like it, and
we
it's
could do-
super fun. Showing.
Plus, that gives me 5 months to finish working on it.
I like that. For those not in the know, the Pinewood Project was a development design project where Alex and Steve took members of the Cape and Cow Club kind of through a boot camp of development principles and ideas, owning certain sections and storylines and characters that, haunt and otherwise hang around in this town of Pinewood. And we got to the point where we're like, okay, now it's really time to sort of edit, and great. It was a wonderful experience, and I came away really, really impressed. But yeah, do you think that that's enough time, Alex? I know we've got a lot of stuff intervening that might dictate a difference or our ability to do that. Do we just want to leave it there and check in every once in a while to make sure we're on track?
Yeah, I think so. I mean,
yeah, I think we can still talk about it at the episode pretty much regardless.
Yeah.
All right. Dang it! Sorry. The Illuminati.
We probably need a flex slot for when the Scottish Handbook comes out too. I think we might have to
but
budget.
that's gonna have to be a floater at the moment.
Yeah.
Also, I kind of feel like these are all. I mean, folks, you know this. They could be bumped for any manner of reason, and generally speaking. If we miss a date, I move it forward, and then we kind of get this sort of rolling backlog, and sometimes one or two will drop off, or we'll plug them all in together. But we do pretty good at making it up.
We do.
Corruption mechanics from Supernatural and the new 4E mechanics?
That's kind of something we can touch on in GM's toolkit, because there's there are
nice.
corruption mechanics in there.
Perfect.
Tempo, the weird theme is in there.
Oh yeah, we did. That's one of the first we did.
Yep.
Corruption.
I don't remember exactly what date, but it was pretty early on there.
It was very early on. I'll swing through here. Karen feeding PowerPoints. What was the weird one?
Supers and Surrealism.
There it is. Yeah, there you go.
There it is, July 20th.
And okay, we talked about that already. Playing Lovecraftian heroes. Huh. You know, oh my gosh, yeah. So we're now.
Yeah, we're already into November. I think we need to stop.
Yeah.
I think we need to stop too. And plus, we've done it. We've done it. We're near the end of the show.
I will say our next planning episode is the day before Election Day, which is.
Yeah. Hopefully, it'll be hopeful.
Right.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Okay. So let's just real quick. We'll just take a look and see. I strangely, I haven't made any room for holidays. I thought though I have holidays up.
Yeah. Well, we didn't hit too many.
Yeah,
we really didn't. I think we hit Columbus Day and of course the Monday.
Yeah.
So the 4
Labor Day and Columbus Day are pretty much
a cavalcade. Yeah. How to develop third-party products for M&M. Care and feeding of your menace. PowerPoints and advancements. Creating a lived-in world.
Mm-hmm.
Public Domain Superheroes Day. I love that. That's so fun. Surrealism and Supers getting weird. Sidekicks and Minions. This one's for all the little guys. No show because of Gen Con. Game Master's Toolkit. Yeah. Making gadgeteers and their gadgets. That's fun. The Pillars of Superhero Stories. Staging super combats. We're actually thinking about having a map and sort of blocking and all that good stuff. That'll be fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're off for Labor Day. Finding inspiration in other media and how to steal it. Capturing the crime drama. Oops, all complications and fun with flaws. That's cute. Heroes Undercover. Off for Columbus Day. Spooky ideas, solving the mysteries of our own deaths. And other spooky things. I think we'll keen out to that. Showing off the Pinewood project. Showing off the Pinewood is maybe not the thing.
Maybe not the best phrasing. But are we not doing phrasing anymore?
Right? Jeez. All right. That's
not that kind of stream.
Right. And then that's the last one.
Nice.
I feel good about it. Okay, well, friends, we are now at the end of this portion of the show. We're going to have Devious on in just a moment to talk a little bit more about what's going on in the tank.
We love you all, but you can turn off the idea hose now.
That's right. Yeah. Cork it up and save those lovely ideas for the next episode. And thanks, everyone. Yet again, we've done this so many times that it went really quickly and painlessly, but also very uniquely and with some really great ideas. Let's start with Alex. What do you got cooking this week? You got a lot of stuff going on, don't you?
Yeah, well, a little less than usual, but tonight I'll have my office hours in about 30 minutes. Thursday, there'll be a new episode of the Titan City Serials podcast, and Saturday, we'll have our actual play here on Green Ronin Publishing. So,
Fantastic. I love that. And then we'll keep folks posted, too, as to sort of what your schedule will be in the world of actual plays, and convention season is coming fast.
Yep, indeed. So coming at us like a freight train.
Steve, what's going on in the Steve Kenson cinematic universe?
So folks can catch my primetime articles over in the Cape and Cowl Club, talking about design for Earth Prime coming up for 4th edition. And then and I am busy working on the ancillary products, the Gazetteer and Adventures for 4th edition. And as folks are well aware, if you're on the Kickstarter, all of the preview chapters of the 4th edition Heroes Handbook is out. So we are in the process of compiling the so far 500 pieces of errata that
Wow.
people have sent us. And we'll see what rolls in the next few weeks to finish up polishing the manuscript to get it ready for layout.
Right on. Good stuff. Thank you, gentlemen. Another wonderful planning episode in the books, and I'm looking forward to the next 4 or 5, the next few months that we've got
Right?
planned. Excellent. All right. Thanks, gents. Talk to you soon.
Pleasure as always.
Bye.
Yes.
You know what, friends? You need to join the GRAD. The GRAD is the Green Ronin Atomic Assembly Discord. All you have to do is just go to greenron.in/Discord, and you will get yourself directly into the mix. Now, listen, we've got big plans coming. Everybody in the Cape and Cal Club is working hard on some new training. We're going to have a GM boot camp that anyone can join if you want to learn how to run Mutants Masterminds games. 1 second, please. Coughing fit. Yeah, so that'll be a ton of fun, and all kinds of other things. Really, things are hopping in the grad. Thursday, we've got Thursday coming up, and that's the same time we do Mutants Masterminds. We just kind of swap out the skin suits and hose things down, and after that, so that's 3 p.m. Pacific. After that, we do Get Tanked with Troy, and I'm envisioning I'm going to feel good enough to run that, but it's always a delight. And all you have to do is go into the think tank, look at Green Running events, go to that calendar event and click, and you will be transported to the live Zoom conversation where you can talk about all kinds of good stuff. It's time to dive into the Atomic Think Tank, and that's our community hub. All kinds of stuff going on there. We're ratcheting up things for things like our age program. We're going to get lots more dev interaction. We're working on things behind the scenes, but Mutants Masterminds, of course, is gangbusters, which is why we invite our dear friend Devious, who goes through all this good stuff. Hey, Devious.
Hi, how's it going?
Oh, it's good. You were just a smidge quiet.
I'm sorry, is this a little bit better?
I'm going to bump you up a little bit on this end.
Sure.
So my friend, I'm going to mute myself. Would you do me a favor and share what's in the tank?
I would be more than happy to, and definitely. And also, I think I also am a little bit under the weather as well. I caught it from Troy, of course.
Yeah.
You know, I thought at first I caught it through my computer, but he pointed out that he probably got it through the phone because my computer does have virus protection. Moving on, what's in the tank? We've got Hero Forge versus Eminem Part 16, Villains of Freedom City Part 2. This is Paul Rua's glory. Behold, I love Quirk that he's got here. I love the collective cockroaches in a trench coat. Oh, yeah. Of course, Malador the Mystic, Taurus, and Lady Luna and Lady Lunar, and Baron Samdi. Gorgeous work. We also have from the incredible Paul Rua, we also have All Stories Are True. The Wonders of Philip Jose Farmer's Wald Newton Family. It also has a graphic from one of our mutual favorite comics, Planetary. Really great comic. Check that out. And it's kind of also in theme with this whole all stories are true. Everything's connected. It's like a conspiracy theorist, like it's all connected, but you know, for the powers of good. We also have Chris Davies' 4th edition rules work in progress. So kind of an insight on what he's looking at in the 4th edition, different things he's made judgment calls on as well. From there, we're going to go to the Aegis files, and we have the 4th edition characters starting to roll in. So excited about this. With the, of course, Chris Davies, the workhorse, the power creator, Chris Davies, we have, let's see, Dr. Macabre, Bombast, Blossom, and Omnar. They're in the Aegis files ready to be used. You got the 4th edition rules. You can take those and integrate them into the game you're playing. Now, also we have in the Foundry VT Commons. I'm starting to do this more because I'm doing stuff with Immersive Realms. It is the Foundry VTT anniversary celebration starting May 21st, which means that right now you can get Foundry for 10% off. Normally it's 50, now it's 40. Check that out. Also, I did a little report on what's new in Foundry version 14, their latest deal. It's got a lot of great things coming to it. And I've gone in and answered some questions that I've been seeing in Discord and whatnot about the new M&M on Foundry. Rolling into that, of course, we have the events. We have the planning episode, and goodness, the whole the comment of the idea hose is correct. We just filled up 5 months. Is that right? Wow. All right, Alex Thomas, office hours tonight. He's playing a game called Slay the Princess. Interesting. We do have Titan City Chronicles Graveyard Shift episode 9. Cranes and Capes, our heroes reconvene on the docks and plan their next course of action to recover the Codex Spiritus from the center of the Snot Monster. Ew. And of course, Thursday, we've got office hours with Troy. Hopefully he's still up to it. It is after Thursday, so you'll be able to gauge from whether or not he makes Thursday, whether he makes office hours. Most likely he'll let us know, I'm sure. And on next Monday the 25th, we've got the Golden Squad, a new episode of Golden Squad, Luke Feldman's podcasty goodness based on his home Mutants and Masterminds game. Ladies and gentlemen, that is all for the tank. That's all we got. Troy, are you there? Speak to
I
us,
am,
Troy.
my friend. I'm here. I'm here.
Oh.
I'm here. Thank you for that deep dive into what's happening in the tank.
So happy you didn't pass away in that brief moment. I didn't hurt you.
It's touch and go, my friend. Touch and go.
I get scared.
Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. All right, friends. That's Mumamo, another planning episode in the books. Again, thank you everybody for such phenomenal ideas. And I want to encourage you to come and hang out next Monday. We've got a great, not next Monday. I'm sorry. We're off next Monday. Mm-hmm. Isn't that right?
Yep. Off for Memorial Day.
We're off for Memorial Day, but we'll be back for that 4E update. But I think with that, we say goodbye.
Oh, one more thing. We do have the launch of M&M on Foundry on the 27th, Wednesday. Oh. Stay tuned for that. I'll be dropping more details in the tank.
Nice. All right. And now with that, we say goodbye.
Bye-bye.